of what you're going to see from me today comes from, our latest and greatest thinking about how we're going to continue to help you grow your businesses in 2023 and beyond. And, I love these presentations and this type of intel because this is what you pay us for. You pay us for having this large customer base, understanding what's working to actually sell art and grow photography business, grow creative businesses, and then distill it down and try to make it make sense so that you can apply it for your business as well. And it's just not something that's taught in a lot of places. So the agenda for mine today is going to be, I'm going to be talking briefly about new customer acquisition. I'm going to get into pricing and lineup. I'm going to do a media type drill down. I'm going to do a merch drill down. And then we're going to get into some customer inspiration, which I think you guys will find is awesome too. So I want to start with new customer acquisition. And, some of you guys have seen I've really been on one about this all year long. And there's a number of reasons for it. And, I've been kind of putting the question to people is like, how many new customers, okay, did you acquire last year, right? And normally the reaction I get is, what does that even mean? I don't know. Let's define it. So a new customer defined is someone new that makes a purchase of any product in your lineup, okay? And it can be for any dollar amount. It can be a sale for $5. It can be a sale for $5,000, $50,000. It doesn't matter. What's important is that you retain their email for marketing purposes. And why is this important? Because there are only 3 ways to grow a business, you guys, to grow an art business. It's bring new customers in that front door. You get more revenue out of the customers at the time of purchase. So we call increasing your average order value, AOV. Or number 3, get existing customers to come back and purchase again. And all of these center around acquiring a new customer, right? And it's like, okay, thank you, Captain Obvious. I need to acquire new customers, right? As many as I can. The number of collectors in art business, and this is the next profound point, represents the base salary to any art business. It's why acquiring new customers is so important. And I've kind of relied on this art collector pyramid to make this all make sense. But it all starts with the transaction, okay? A new customer is acquired. Then you throw in the mix regular and consistent marketing. This is going to bring them back again. Then the customer buys again. And then from there, some percentage buy again and again and again. And those are going to end up turning into collectors. This pyramid in one chart pretty much sums up the entire art business, right? And you realize when you see this, it all starts with the new customer acquired, okay? And it all comes down to how many of those you can acquire. Some small percentage of them are going to turn into collectors. The collectors is the most important part of the business. Now, what's the rub in all of this? There is a rub, okay? Let's say you're out there doing some awesome, amazing marketing. You're showing some beautiful photos. You're doing an in-person show. You've dressed to match your piece and you took a photo. You're showing your process. You've got some awesome coasters with QR codes on them, right? Let's say you do all of that and you attract somebody into your ecosystem, okay? If that person does not purchase at that point, the maths say they're gone. They're distracted, they're out the door, they're watching cat videos, and they're never coming back, okay? The cat's playing tetherball in this case. And so it's very important to understand we need to do everything that we can, okay? We need to set ourselves up to acquire as many new customers as possible. I highlight the fact that it does not matter at what dollar amount you bring the new customer in. The reason I highlight that is because the easiest customer to get is the one that you already have. That has always been the case. That always will be the case. And so if we can work as a company to help you guys achieve the maximum ROI from your marketing efforts, we will get there by making sure you have the proper setup, which I'm going to get into. The better your setup is, and I'm going to get into some of these details, the more customers you acquire, you do that, it becomes a game of pressure over time. You work diligently all year long on your marketing. More and more and more customers come in the door, and more and more of them are going to end up turning into collectors. So I want to introduce you to what I am calling the 10x new customer acquisition framework, okay? This is our goal for all of you guys as customers in 2023 and in the years to follow. Very simple. How does it work? Number one, take the number of new customers you acquired last year. Anyone that purchased any product from you in which you retained the information so that you can market them. Multiply that number by 10. That is your target for 2023. Let's break the math down. You acquired, let's just say 70 customers last year. Okay, amazing. So that's 70 customers in 2022. We're going to multiply it by 10. I want you to acquire 700 customers in 2023. That is a monthly target of 58 and a daily target of 2, rounded up there a little bit. So a daily target of 2, okay. Are you crazy, Patrick? Are you out of your mind? You think I'm going to sell 2 pieces of wall art in a day? And I use the aliens guy because this guy always makes me laugh. And I am dead serious. It is meant to be a lofty goal. That is the whole point of taking these 10x numbers and striving for them. And what I find with this framework, with this way of thinking, is you freak out at first. Okay, two new customers a day, like that's crazy talk. And then you're like, wait, let's just break the problem down so we can solve for it, right? We solve for new customer acquisition with our pricing and our lineup. So I want to get into that. Before I do, one quick update. I'm rocking the podcast again. Many of you are subscribed. Some of you are not. It is called the Art Marketing Podcast. It's everywhere podcasts are. Most of you guys listen on Apple Podcasts, so you can get it. It's on Spotify. It's on Overcast. Anywhere you listen, you can find it. And I just did a deep dive on this new customer acquisition strategy, and it's in there. And I realized that, attendance on this one today is great, but you guys can't come to every single solitary office hours. And so the podcast is a great way for me to be able to reach you guys without, you being on your schedule, right? Like, not that you have to come to these sessions every single solitary time. So really good episodes in there. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Totally free, totally awesome. So I want to talk about the pricing and lineup. If our goal is to acquire as many new customers as possible, we have to ensure our pricing in lineup is set up to acquire as many as possible. There are some best practices. And again, if we're going to hit our 10x customer acquisition goal, our lineup needs to be in great shape. So quickly and succinctly, pricing and lineup, some of you guys have seen this, but you need to get this right. You need items priced under $100. You need items priced from $100 to $1,000. You need items priced over $1,000, and you need to have non-wall art as a part of your lineup. Absolutely critical that you get this set up right. When you do, wait, what, why? I give you the budget bell curve, okay? Fundamental principle of art and photography marketing and running a business. I don't care if who's on this call or if it's us, Art Storefronts as a business. Inevitably, we are going to do marketing. We are going to draw people into our ecosystem. Those folks in the ecosystem are going to fall into this budget bell curve. Just how it works. On one end of it, you've got no budget. Then you've got low budget, medium budget, which is where your averages are, your sweet spot. Then you've got the high budget, and then you've got the absolute whales, okay? If we want to acquire as many new customers as possible, we need prices for everyone on the budget bell curve. That is why we have to have the range 0 to 100, 100 to 1,000, 1,000 plus. There are some people that only want to buy the expensive stuff. We all want more of those. There's some people that can only afford the cheap stuff. It does not matter to us. When our goal is to acquire 2 customers a day, we realize that is not going to be possible with only higher end price points. Never going to be the case. If we know that the easiest customer to get is the one that we already have, we have got to cater to this budget bell curve. In addition to that, if we are going to hit the 10x goal, we need prices for the entire curve. I've covered that. Very, very important this, okay? That new customer acquired does not get acquired as many times as it will when you nail this pricing argument. In addition to that, not everybody is ready to buy wall art right now, okay? We all need to come to terms with this fact. And if you're not ready to buy wall art, and somebody comes to your ecosystem and they're like, I really like this artist. I want to reward this artist. I want to purchase something from this artist, but all this artist has is wall art and it's all very expensive. They're gone and they're watching the cats play tetherball, okay? They're gone and they're not coming back. And so many of you guys are missing out on customers that you could acquire, email addresses that you could acquire because you are missing the lower end price points in your lineup and you are missing the merch in your lineup. I will say it once, say it again, say it a million times. The easiest customer to get is the one that you already have. Also, if you don't have items in your lineup, okay, that represent impulse kind of buys, i.e., a buy that I can make on a whim, a buy that I can make without consulting my significant other, a buy that I can make without having to go and measure my walls and look at your site and everything else, you are going to miss out on a tremendous amount of purchases that take place all day long on Facebook and on Instagram and where we're having you market. When you look at Instagram, we are a diverse bunch on this call, bunch of different likes and interests, ages, different parts of this country, other countries. Yet when we're all on Instagram, do you notice that the vast majority of items that we are shown as ads pending our interest are all lower ticket items for the most part? They're under $100, around $100, slightly over $100. There's a reason for that. Those items qualify as impulse purchases, so we need to have them. We need to have them in our lineups. And I really believe that this is sort of, this Venn diagram sort of represents the sweet spot where the magic happens in terms of new customer acquisition. We get our pricing set up. As mentioned, we are doing consistent and regular marketing, and we have non-wall art as a part of our lineup. We get those all right, and we are going to be acquiring as many customers as we possibly can, right? And Kelly, I don't know if she's on here. She does a great job there in that little picture on the left. There's the whole thing. There's expensive originals, there's prints, there's smaller prints, there's postcards, there's tote bags. Excuse me. Something in there for everyone on that budget bell curve, and she stands a very good chance that if somebody walks into that gallery, they are leaving with something. They are leaving with a credit card receipt, and you are getting their email address. So if we're gonna 10x your new customer acquisition goal, we next need to get your lineup into shape. All right. So I want to talk about media types. What's up, cousin? Used you for that image. Rob's got the same last name as me. There are 5 main media types, okay? And this is not going to be news to some of you, but it bears repeating. These are the staples that absolutely everybody must have, must be aware of, and must be able to speak about, okay? You need fine art paper. There's some options there we'll get into in a second. You need a canvas. You need a metal. You need acrylic. And you need wood, okay? Why? Why do you need all of this? Number one, why do you need all of them, and why do you have to have them on hand all times, right? I always use the kitchen knife analogy, right? If I asked you to sell knives for me door to door, what would you have in your hand when you knocked on that person's door? Would you have a catalog of a bunch of pictures of knives? No, you would have the actual knives, okay? You artists are blessed with incredible visual powers. You guys can create these things and then visualize them on the wall. Visualize what the product actually looks like. Us, the consumers, do not have these special powers, okay? I don't know why I'm in the way of this. I could get my head out of the way. So you got to have the samples to be able to show them, to be able to articulate the subtle differences. Next, your customers don't know the differences between the media types. A great deal of you guys don't even know the differences between the media types. We are reliant as potential customers for you guys to be the subject matter experts on what it is that you have on offer. Without having samples, you able to show this off, you can't do this. Next, never assume you are smarter than your customer. A great deal of you have very strongly held opinions, okay, about what media types work and which ones you like and which ones you want to show your art on. And that's fine, I understand that. But never think you're smarter than your customers. All of the media types sell. There are certain people that are into certain media types for reasons we can't even begin to understand. And even if you're not going to offer a particular media type, you're like, Patrick, I'm never going to offer wood, I don't like it, you still need a sample of it. You need to be able to show it, talk about it, articulate it, and explain it. And you just might find that someone's like, you know what, I saw a wood print in somebody's house the other day. I really kind of liked it. Do you have those? No. Oh, yeah, of course I do. I don't offer it, but let me show you one. Right? I believe that you should be taking your samples with you everywhere, okay? Going somewhere where you can be selling, having the 5 main media types on hand will lead to more sales and up sales too. If you're going to deliver a piece, you bring your little sample kit with you. You're able to show off the 5 different kinds. Oh, you like that, but you want a different media type? Let me show you what those look like. Somebody wants to talk to you on a Zoom call to get the sale over the line. Having your small kit of samples gives you the ability to show these things on a Zoom call with zero stress or friction. You instantaneously have it. You can articulate what it is. And then, yes, of course, showing them off in live art shows, in-person shows. They're just great to have. You are the subject matter expert, okay? So it's very, very important to have them all. What I want to do next is the good news, okay, with samples and having the 5 main media types is you can get this set up very easily, and they can be very, very small. I learned this the hard way, and I've since rectified my mistakes because I've practiced this so much, merchandising and showing off art in today's cell phone, Zoom, Facebook, live art show world, okay? The pieces can and need to be small. And I'm not talking about your entire lineup and everything you're selling. I'm talking about just the samples so that you can be highlighting things. So what I want to do is I want to talk briefly about the media type videos that I created for you guys, and this is a while back. They're in all the tooltips on all your websites, okay? So I want to go through those briefly, and then I'll do a live show and tell, right? And you know, probably 2 years ago now, Nick came to me and he's like, hey, we need like a really, really good tooltip for all the Art Storefront's customer sites so that when people come to their website, they know the subtle differences between what this looks like. And so we went to the best online in terms of prints that has the best website that does the best job articulating it is Bay Photo. They're way better than anyone else is at doing it. So we're like, okay, we're going to go and grab the Bay Photo videos. We're going to extrapolate the best out of what those look like, right? And then we are going to go ahead and create our own. So this is what is on every single solitary tooltip for all of your websites. And do you notice something about these? They're very, very small. You want to know why they're very, very small? Because it's very, very difficult to make professional videos with giant, huge pieces, especially when they're stacked like this. So we made these individual ones that talk about the subtle differences between each of the 5 media types. It's on all of your websites. And by the way, if anybody wants these videos in high resolution, we've got them for you. I don't know if we've ever made that available as a download. Taylor, will you just make a note? I will put all of these things in a Dropbox, and if anybody wants to download and have them, to use in their marketing materials, they can do that. So these are the 5 types, and now you can see we're into metal, right? And already, when it's full screen on a presentation, in a video, you can start to see the subtle little differences and what are great about each and be able to show off each, right? Here's acrylic, which the margins are phenomenal on, which you can charge an incredibly high price on. You can get away with crazy markups on these, and they're absolutely beautiful. I'll show them in real time in just a second. And then we finish up with the wood, okay? So what I want to do is I put together a little bit of a, call it makeshift setup in my office here, okay? This is the first time I've done this. No judging, please, no judging, all right? It's the best I could do given the circumstances. So what I want to do is I just want to briefly show off these 5 media types and then talk about what a sample stack can and should look like. Hi, Mom. So this is my little desktop setup, makeshift a little bit, yes. But we've got our fine art paper print, right? In a black frame, small, you can show off the black frame. You can show that it's ready to hang. You can see that it's got glass behind it. Sometimes photographers like doing glass on this. Usually the artists go for the textured fine art paper. So there it is, fine art paper. Okay. Next up, you've got Candace, right? And you see how small it is. I mean, you can see what size my hand is on top of it. Still beautiful, still edge to edge. You can show that it's ready to hang on the background. Oh, you like canvas? Yeah, so let me explain what's awesome about canvas. You can zoom into it and show the incredible detail. I need to get a little bit better at this immediately. Sorry if I'm making you guys seasick. But you need to be able to show canvas. Next up, we've got metal. Same image, Positano, but you're able to show the subtle differences of metal and how the light reflects off of it and how it's ready to hang. And you can even potentially sign the back, right, and write a special note. So there's metal. Next is acrylic. I'm telling you, acrylic is amazing. There is no one that doesn't see this in person that doesn't go absolutely nuts. I mean, it's amazing. Incredible for bathrooms like the metal because you can get as much water on top of these things as you want in the form of condensation, and there's no problem. Sorry for my lights. Beautiful thickness on the side, ready to hang. Not only that, your order will come with your framing hooks. And then the final is wood, right? Wood is really, really cool on some art. There's some people that really, really dig wood. It's rustic. It's thick. It hangs nicely on the wall. Now, what I want to show is a final, and hold on, I got to grab the entire is, do you see? That's it. That's all of them. Now I have all 5 in a tiny little size that makes a little pile that I can go absolutely anywhere with, that I can show absolutely anyone, that I can be the subject matter expert on at any point in time, right? Good to go, compact. You can walk into somebody's house with this. You can figure out a way to carry them around. These are the knives that you knock on the door with. You always need to be able to explain, to articulate what are the subtle differences, why they're awesome, and then be able to put one in your customer's hot little hands and let them see them if you're in person. So that's the entire stack. All right, back to my Prezi. And I should say, like, you know, people are like, well, Patrick, why are you so excited about Copilot? You know, I go back to these things, like even just getting these things made. Okay, these videos made was a huge journey. We had to go and rent a studio, and then the studio wouldn't let us bang holes in the wall. And so then the studio was too expensive. Then I hired a drywall guy to drywall my garage, and, you know, I just paid a local guy to do it. And it was really, really hard, and there was like a decent investment made in the process of going these videos. So why I love Copilot is because there's already 500 of you guys on it, right? I'm hoping at some point in time there's going to be 90% of our customer base on it. When that happens, Art Storefronts is going to be significantly incentivized to start putting levels of production that no one has ever seen before. I mean, we are going to be hiring professional still life photographers and videographers, and we are going to start making video assets that explain all of these things and merchandise all of these things and make you guys look more professional than you've ever seen before. There are some incredible advancements going on with AI now, where when we get incredible still life shot, we're going to be able to automatically put your work onto the still life, and your presentation game is going to level up so significantly. So I'm really, really excited about where that's going and what we're going to be able to do in terms of these incredible things that we're going to be creating for you. All right. Next, I want to talk about merch types. And again, you know, this thing is terrifying to customers daily. Absolutely terrifying. And it is even more terrifying if you do not have non-wall art in the lineup, okay? This becomes a very achievable number, especially for you guys that are doing the local shows and fairs, because at one local show and fair, you could potentially sell 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 things, okay? It's very, very important to see this. And I've seen it, okay? And this is where the merch solves, right? It's like it will help you get to this 2 customers per day number. It'll get you there so much quicker. And, you know, the big picture thing about merch that, like, everyone loves to get hung up on, you know, it doesn't matter what it is. We have some recommendations about what our favorite ones are. Quite frankly, though, it doesn't matter. It could be anything. Some of you guys are hand painting wooden spoons. I love it. Everything that we offer is the best that we can come up with. It is POD, where you don't have to have any minimums, no order minimum, no inventory in anything, and boom, it just comes through, right? So what happens in the real world, all right? When somebody comes to your site and they're not ready to buy wall art, is they leave. When you have the merch, these people that come to your site, they're not going anywhere. They're like, I'm going to reward this person. I'm going to make an impulse purchase. I am going to buy something from you. And I see it time and time again. There's been enough time in enough years with some of our customers that are doing significantly better than everyone else is, and they all have one thing in common. They have these price points under $100, and they are acquiring significantly more customers than everyone else is. And I get so infuriated when everyone gives me the line like, oh, this merch, this tchotchke stuff, I don't want to sell it. There is not a museum in the world that doesn't have a gift shop. Why do you think that is? If Van Gogh can be hanging on the wall and the damn museum can have the gift shop, all of you guys can have this stuff in your lineup. It is a way for you to get your creations into people's hands. So I'm going to go back to my little video show and tell, and I'm going to talk about a few of them briefly, and then I want to get into the customer examples of people that are absolutely rocking this right now in terms of their marketing that I'm very pleased with. Now, what is my button? And in no particular order. The throw pillows, I'm telling you, are cool. You have to figure out ways to get creative with these guys. We have one artist, Bill Stidham, that did a Santa Claus one and sold hundreds of them. So it doesn't necessarily need to be your real art. It could be something themed. It could be something sporting related. It could be something fun. But these things actually look kind of cool, and they print out pretty nice. Star of the show for sure, though, tote bags. Okay, there is not a reason. There are a million reasons why somebody would want, somebody would need, somebody could get regular use out of the tote bags. It's one of our best-selling merchandise items. The artwork I find to be look fantastic on it. I live in a state where the government will not let me get a shopping bag without paying 10 cents, and so you can offer them like that. I'll have some incredible customer examples about this in just a minute. Everybody's going to drink coffee every day. Everybody's going to drink tea. Everybody needs a pencil cup, okay? These little things seem small, and it's like, these little small merch items, but I'm telling you, you need to open yourselves up for impulse buys, okay? When you do, they're going to be drinking their coffee or having their office cups or their office pens and pencils in this thing, or maybe it's on a shelf somewhere every single solitary day looking at your art. You are going to remain top of mind all year long, such when these folks actually do want to buy a piece of wall art, you're the one that they're going to go to. Even the cell phone cases, they look good. I can't tell this thing's focusing correctly or not. My setup's a little janky. But even the cell phone cases look great. The point with the merge big picture, it does not matter which ones you choose, okay? The only thing that matters is that you get it going on, you hit that price point, and you have some impulse buy types of items that you can start leveraging in your marketing, that we can start recommending you leverage in your marketing. And you can't do it with a picture. You need the thing in your hot little hand. Let's get into some customer examples, some people that I think that are absolutely rocking it at this, that will serve as some good inspiration about ways that you can potentially package things. And this was no easy task, you guys, because and this part infuriates me, and I'm infuriated at myself. I take this personally responsible, or I take the responsibility here. But this was really, really hard to put together because so few of you are actually doing this on a regular basis. And that makes me happy because of the incredible opportunity we have in front of ourselves here. So let's look at some great examples, people that I think are absolutely rocking this. So this is Candace Seslow is her last name, and she's got a very beachy, ocean-inspired small print, so she's totally on brand. Then she gets her dog, puts her dog in the bag. Then she's got a photo of herself on the beach with the dog. And, this one right next to the water, like, this is such a killer impulse buy. This is such an amazing way for me as a consumer to say, you artist, I really like what you're doing. I really like your creativity. I want it in my life, but I'm not ready for wall art right now. So I think she does an incredible job in the little boxes there are their Instagram handles. So if you want to go and follow those folks, you can. But I think she does an incredible job, is on brand, and they're looking absolutely great. So, and I love the dog in there. So shout out to you on this one, Candace. I think we're staying on the dog theme for a second. I think Allison Cantrell does a great job at this. She's got this pet portraits business that she calls Bunny Pigs, and look at the pillow. Who doesn't want that beautiful dog on the pillow on the couch, right? That looks absolutely phenomenal, and especially just kitschy, low-end, low-commitment, easy purchase, right? She's even gone to the lengths of getting creative and grabbing some creative statements and throwing them next to her artwork, right? You see that on the bottom? This better not be decaf, right? With the upset dog. She's doing a phenomenal job at it. So you see, when it goes together like this, and it all looks together, and this image down here on the left, right? These are the types of things that we are going to start going nuts on for you guys. I am going to get the best damn product photographers that exist on this planet to make the coolest looking mock-ups for you, and your guys' images are going to be able to go right on the damn cup just like that, and no one will even know the difference. So I cannot wait. We are all going to get so good at doing this year. It is going to be crazy. I think. Love, Think, Play. So this is Ashley King. Also a fantastic job, right? There she is in her booth. She's got the art. She's got the bags. There it is next to her art. The pillow's there. And then she's even sneaking in a subtle little morning. Here's my morning coffee. Oh, by the way, do you know I have these mugs for sale? So I thought she did a great job here. Also, this one, Alan. Alan, you are my spirit animal of marketing, my friend. Your slide on the next one is absolutely fantastic. But he's holding the bags. He's showing the bags in real time. He's got the decorative pillow on a bookshelf somewhere. Look at how cool it can be there. He's showing the tote bag and the cup together, and then he's showing his rack of tote bags. This one here Yeah, this was so good, Alan. You got an entire slide, brother. Okay, I can't believe how cool this looks. So you're telling me you guys that are on brand could stack up like 6 of these or 10 of these or 8 of these or whatever it is, take one photo and then sell one bundled set. By the way, these make incredible gifts. You can give them to friends. You can have multiple in your car. Here is the entire tote bag package for da-da-da-da. Right? Like, we need to start getting more creative with our bundles on these things. We need to get more creative at showing them. This is a low commitment item that when I saw it like this, I almost fell out of my chair. That was so cool. These prints look insane. They look amazing. And you should follow him because he's got some ones where he's holding his Mercedes one next to a Mercedes, right? And he's like making the connection like, hey, you love Mercedes? Get a Mercedes tote bag. And here's a real photo of the Mercedes because you can see he's got some card ones. So I thought this was so creative. Like, we should all bite this style. Next up, Hava does a great job as well. She's been at this for quite some time, but I love all of the images all stacked up. You've got greeting cards there. You've got the cup. She's holding it in a photo, art in the background. She's got a friend or a customer holding one saying, you know, look at this. There's the pillow sitting there. This is what the bags look like in their native environment. Got a little urban jungle going on there, which I enjoy. So she's doing a great job at it as well. We need 100% of you guys to have these doggone samples on hand, okay? There's a whole bunch of reasons for this, but we are going to be getting incredibly, incredibly aggressive and creative with your marketing. This daily target is not out of reach. For those of you guys that don't necessarily like the lower ticket items, it is all just maths, okay? It is all just maths. The folks that are acquiring the most new customers all up and down that lineup range and all up and down that pricing range are the ones whose business is growing the fastest, are the ones who's building the collector list the fastest, right? Like, we need to be equipped this year to be running sales, to be running flash sales, to be running live art shows, special promos, giveaways, whether you're on Copilot or not. I need you guys to be able to generate the media and immediately post it to your social networks, in emails, on your Facebook page, etc., showing what these things look like, being able to talk about them, being able to articulate them. And if we get this right, we're going to be in a place where you're acquiring those customers. If we get it wrong, cat videos, right? They're distracted, they're gone. And it's why this merch and this sub $100 stuff is so important. It is just a game of maths, okay? It doesn't even matter what it is. We've got great merch. It's self-fulfilled, awesome. Some of you guys use different partners. Some of you hand paint the wooden spoons. It doesn't matter what it is. You got to do you and have your own level of integrity, but you can make it awesome, right? You can make it awesome. And a final point on merch, okay? And I will come clean right now, okay? Early on, I recommended the company didn't do it. I was like, that cheap crap sucks. Don't do it. It's lame. It's stupid. Stop it, right? I came around 180 degrees because I looked at the data and I saw what was going on, okay? I am a hardcore digital marketing super freak, okay? I've been doing this for a long time. I work so hard to try and get people's attention in a digital framework, in a digital capacity. I'm at it all the time. But guess what? I can only get your attention when you're on your cell phone or when you're on your computer. That's it. That's the only shot that I have to get my product, to try and get art storefronts on your radar. Understand what merch represents. You know what merch is? Merch is a Facebook ad that goes where Facebook ads can't. Somebody bought this pillow, right? And they threw it on a chair. And it sat there for 2 years. They weren't ready to buy wall art. They were ready to reward your creativity because they were bonded to you as an artist, and that pillow sat in that chair for 2 years. That is like a Facebook ad. I could never get an email there. I could never get an Instagram post on that chair. I could never get a Facebook ad on that chair. The only thing that gets on that chair is that pillow. And as a result of that pillow being on that chair for the next whatever year, months, years to come, I am now thinking about you and your art every single solitary day. Are you going to make a lot of money selling that pillow? No, you are not. But do you know what it is? It's a Facebook ad that can't go where Facebook ads can go, where only Facebook ads can't go. It is a phenomenal marketing play. And it keeps you top of mind that when this person is ready to buy wall art, the first person that they are going to come to is you, okay? Their cat might be sitting on top of it, right? It is not going to steal their attention. So very, very important. I have so come around 180 degrees on how powerful the merch can be in your overall marketing stack. It will blow your mind once it happens. When you have these inexpensive items, people purchase because they love you and they love your creativity. It keeps you top of mind for when they're ready to buy the wall art, the big purchase, hello, $8,000 sale. That's how it works in the real world. So how can we make this as easy as possible for you guys? All right. Forgot to turn my